A long, snaking line of patients wraps around the clinic, each face etched with worry under the harsh daylight. Photographs, medicine vials, and worn letters are clutched tightly, symbols of fading hope. The air hangs heavy with unspoken fears, a silent testament to shared desperation. Each person waits, a solitary figure in a sea of quiet suffering, longing for a miracle. In the clinic's waiting room, a palpable tension hangs in the air as patients await their turn. Anxious faces fill the room, each etched with a unique blend of hope and trepidation. Eyes dart nervously, reflecting the weight of unspoken fears and desperate wishes. Each patient's silent vigil underscores the profound vulnerability of seeking healing. In his bright office, Dr. Hartman, young and confident, prepares to greet his new patient. Dr. Hartman's impeccable manners and compassionate aura fill the room as he welcomes the patient. His eyes show a deep intensity, promising dedication to healing and understanding. An atmosphere of trust and hope settles as the consultation begins. In the bustling hospital lab, Hartman hunches over a bench, his brow furrowed in concentration. He meticulously handles cultures of bacteria, his movements precise and deliberate. Hartman peers intently through the microscope, his practiced hand adjusting the focus. His gaze sharpens, lost in the microscopic world, driven by an unseen purpose. Each movement reveals a dedicated and driven individual, absorbed in his work. The lab buzzes around him, but Hartman remains isolated, a scientist on a mission. In his private office, Hartman is surrounded by a chaotic array of notes and data, a fortress built of numbers and unanswered questions. He sits hunched over his desk, wrestling with stubborn figures that refuse to yield their secrets. His brow is furrowed in deep concentration, each line a testament to his relentless pursuit of the truth. The weight of unanswered questions presses down on him, a tangible burden in the dimly lit office. Frustration begins to etch itself onto his face, a silent battle waged against the uncooperative numbers. The air is thick with unspoken tension, a palpable sense of urgency filling the room as Hartman perseveres. Hartman commands the stage, his silhouette framed by the projector's light, radiating confidence and authority. He gestures passionately, his words echoing through the hall, captivating the eager audience. Behind Hartman, slides illuminate the space with complex diagrams, hinting at the science within. The reversion process, as I call it, is the culmination of years of secret experiments, Hartman proclaims. Before and after images flash, a stark contrast promising hope and sparking curiosity in the crowd. Hartman's voice rises with conviction. We've achieved what was once thought impossible. Hartman gestures, commanding the lecture hall stage, a savior in the eyes of his patients. One by one, patients recount their tales of despair, their voices echoing with rehearsed gratitude. Each testimony paints Hartman as a beacon of hope, a miracle worker among the forgotten. Yet beneath the surface, a subtle disquiet lingers, a sense of forced reverence in their pale faces. The grand spectacle unfolds, a stage for miracles, but the air is thick with unspoken truths. Inside the bright clinic laboratory, a young assistant meticulously checks patient numbers and blood sample logs. Her brow furrows in concentration as she spots a series of discrepancies in the records. Her eyes dart back and forth, focusing on the conflicting data. A palpable sense of unease begins to settle over her as the full implications sink in. Sunlight floods Hartman's office, casting a golden glow on the tense scene unfolding before his imposing desk. The assistant's anxiety is palpable as he questions, "I'm just not sure about this, Mr. Hartman." Hartman leans back, a picture of serene control, his gaze unwavering as the assistant speaks. Hartman responds with calculated calm. "Trust me, this is for the best," his words a veiled promise. In the clinic, nurses draw blood with practiced ease, their movements precise in the bustling environment. Assistants bustle, filling out forms, maintaining order amidst the quiet hum of activity. The air hangs heavy with the sterile scent of antiseptic, a constant reminder of the clinical setting. An illusion of scientific rigor permeates the clinic, masking the underlying tension. In the locked office, Hartman hunches over a glowing computer, his face illuminated by the screen's cold light. Shadows dance around him, emphasizing the clandestine nature of his work. His fingers fly across the keyboard, navigating complex spreadsheets with practiced ease. With calculated keystrokes, he alters lab results, twisting data to fit his narrative. Negative outcomes are reclassified, each manipulation precise and ruthless. A bead of sweat trickles down his temple, betraying the immense pressure of his deceit. In the clinic's reception, newspapers lay scattered, each bearing the triumphant image of Hartman. Headlines scream of his brilliance, painting him as a tireless doctor, a beacon of hope. His face smiles from every page, a portrait of unwavering dedication and humanitarian zeal. The newsprint glows with accolades, each article a testament to his supposed genius. The air is thick with the scent of ink and the weight of public admiration for Hartman. The scene whispers of a carefully constructed narrative, a legend crafted in ink and praise. Wealthy patrons gather under soft lights at an outdoor fundraiser, their elegant attire shimmering in the night. Polite conversation fills the air, punctuated by the delicate clinking of champagne glasses. Hartman's work is simply groundbreaking. One patron remarks, nodding approvingly. Another agrees, adding, "Indeed, a true visionary." A sterile waiting room bathed in bright clinical light. Patients sit, a fragile hope flickering in their eyes. Hartman accepts their gratitude, a subtle unease beneath his composed exterior. Weak smiles hint at recovery, yet a silent dread permeates the air. Unseen, the illness lurks, ready to reclaim its victims, casting a shadow over their fleeting relief. Fluorescent lights buzz above rows of test tubes, illuminating the sterile clinic laboratory. An assistant pores over patient records, her brow furrowing in concentration. A discrepancy catches her eye, a subtle error in the data. She flips through more records, her unease growing with each new inconsistency. A sense of foreboding settles over her as she realizes the depth of the problem. A lone figure stands before the clinic, notepad in hand, determination etched on their face. Sunlight glints off the metal pen, poised to record the truth hidden within. The clinic doors loom, silent guardians of secrets and medical mysteries. "I have some questions regarding the long-term follow-up studies." The reporter's voice rings out, breaking the silence. "And public access to the serum." They continue, their gaze unwavering. The reporter's words hang in the air, challenging the institution's authority. In Hartman's office, an assistant's face is a canvas of inner turmoil. A silent battle waged between duty and ethics. Loyalty and conscience clash as the assistant hesitates. A pivotal decision hanging in the balance. A trembling hand extends, the weight of the world seemingly pressing down on it. In that outstretched hand lie the copies of the original lab books, secrets poised to be unveiled. Each page holds the potential to shatter trust and expose hidden truths. The air crackles with unspoken tension as the assistant risks everything for the sake of truth. Tension fills the room as experts pore over monitors, their expressions growing increasingly grave in the regulatory board meeting. Printed reports and complex data spread across the table, each detail scrutinized under the harsh fluorescent lights. Layer upon layer of fabrication begins to emerge, the grim reality of Hartman's deceit taking shape. Unspoken accusations hang heavy in the air, the weight of the impending scandal pressing down on everyone. Eyes dart between colleagues, a silent acknowledgement of the ethical breach and its far-reaching consequences. The room remains still, save for the rustle of papers, as the experts confront the gravity of their discovery. A storm of shouts erupts as protesters swarm the clinic, their cries echoing with fury. Banners emblazoned with angry slogans cut through the air, painting a vivid picture of outrage. Faces contorted with rage and grief sear into the memory, a stark display of betrayal. The crowd swells, a sea of raw emotion unleashed against the clinic's walls. Families, their worlds shattered, voice their fury, demanding justice and retribution. The air crackles with tension, a palpable sense of injustice hanging heavy over the scene. Grief hangs heavy in the clinic's corridors. once gleaming, now echoing with sorrow and unspoken accusations. Faces etched with disappointment confront Hartman, their expressions a blend of despair and simmering rage. The sterile air vibrates with their collective anger, a palpable wave of resentment crashing against him. Each patient carries a burden of shattered hope, their eyes reflecting the clinic's broken promises. Hartman stands amidst the storm of emotions, the weight of their collective despair pressing down on him. The clinic, once a beacon of hope, now stands as a stark monument to shattered dreams and broken trust. Hartman stands firm, his voice resonating within the courtroom's confines. A solitary figure against prevailing currents, he gestures passionately, beads of sweat glistening on his brow, fueled by unwavering conviction in his treatment's efficacy. Hartman perceives himself as a victim, entangled in a web of envy spun by colleagues. He feels oppressed by the stifling grip of bureaucratic forces. Inside Hartman's private office, a flashback reveals a room filled with shadows and unspoken tension. Hartman gazes out at the waiting room, a sea of trembling hands and pleading eyes reflecting in the glass. Each face in the waiting room tells a story of desperation and hope, their futures hanging in the balance. A resolute expression hardens Hartman's face, a mask of determination settling over his features. His eyes, reflecting a steely resolve, betray a burden of responsibility and control. The show cannot end, Hartman declares in voiceover, his words echoing with unwavering resolve. In a cramped, rented room, Hartman lies still, enveloped by the musty scent of aging paper and forgotten memories. Sunlight barely pierces the grimy window, casting long, eerie shadows across the chaotic stacks. Boxes overflow with yellowed newspaper clippings and overflowing notebooks, hinting at a life consumed by obsession. Hartman's gaunt face reflects the relentless passage of time, each line a testament to years of solitary pursuit. His eyes remain closed, his breathing shallow, as the city's faint hum underscores the silence of his fading existence. The hospital ward is filled with the sterile scent of antiseptic. Sunlight streams through the window, illuminating dust motes. Despite Hartman's claim, the disease still haunts the wards. Patients lie pale and drawn, shadows of their former selves. The rhythmic beeping of machines fills the otherwise quiet room. Sunlight floods the modern laboratory, illuminating dust motes and rows of researchers in white coats. Researchers move with deliberate precision, their actions imbued with scientific integrity. Beakers bubble softly, monitors glow with complex data, promising real treatments. The lab hums with quiet focus, a symphony of scientific dedication under the bright daylight.